So I wanted to make a little video about what Babel is. It's a word that comes up a lot when you're working with JavaScript, especially modern JavaScript. And, it's hard to sometimes understand or realize what it is. Babel is essentially just a transformer, something that Webpack or Rollup or Vite or whatever, process compiler that you're using is going to use to take your modern JavaScript and turn it into something that can be consumed by older browsers or browsers that may not support all of the latest features. Now, in most modern browsers like Safari, Firefox, and Chrome or Arc, they're probably going to be supported. But if you're working with, say, IE 11 or for whatever reason, or some other sort of archaic browser, or even just wanting to, just in case, support some older browsers because other people might have older OSs, Babel will help you take care of that. So I'm on the Babel website right now, and I'm going to put modern JavaScript on the left, and you're going to see what that compiled output looks like on the right. So let's take constants, for example. If I put in a const called x, which has the value of 2, you can see that it actually turns it into a var on the left side because const and let were new variables that were introduced a little bit later. If I were to put in a function that's asynchronous and it's awaiting some data from somewhere, check out what happens. I'm going to pop this in, and all this other information, these helper functions in older JavaScript have to be created by Babel. And then at the very bottom, you kind of see a similar recreation of the asynchronous function with a bunch of stuff happening here with context and response. And, it's wild. It's just sometimes really wild to look at this. So let's get rid of this one and create an array now. So const array equals 1, 2. So you can see that this is still an array, looks like an array, but the const is now also a var. Again, if I wanted to spread it into a different array, const array 2, you can see that instead of using the spread operator, it's actually concatenating the array into an empty array inside array 2. So there's a lot of really interesting things that have to happen, and Babel will take care of them for you so that you can keep using modern JavaScript, and older JavaScript models that might be used in older browsers will still be able to consume what you're trying to create. Another really interesting one is template literals. So let's create one. And here I'm going to put $. We'll use that X variable that we have. And take a look at what that happens. It's making basically double quotes. It's concatenating the value of X with that string in order to create what the template literal is doing for us in a lot cleaner fashion, at least making it easier for us to read. So that's really all what Babel is. It takes your modern code and transforms it into an older version so that older browsers can easily consume it, and you don't have to think about it. Think of it as auto prefixer, for example, which we use in CSS a lot to add auto prefixes to newer properties in CSS so that they still work when browsers are having their experimental versions that don't support the initial core property itself, like say WebKit appearance instead of appearance none.